guys, this is JVB. How are you doing? This is the JVB show. So I started a podcast called The Stories That Bind Us a year ago or a year and a half. No, probably 2 years ago. 2020 has been a blur for most of us, including myself. So I started this podcast to bring people together through storytelling, for people to realize we are so much more alike than we are different, and to just connect because we're all connected, right? In this current climate, we are so easily divided by crazy things that in the grand scheme of things don't even really matter. With that said, I'm back. I think I'm just going to call it the JVB show, but it's still the stories that bind us. And really, my whole theme has been this year living the Gypsy lifestyle since I've actually been gone for a year. I left LA and I'm going to leave LA again. But it's been a very adventurous time of growth, of healing, of self-discovery. And I want to share that in a different episode. But right now, I just want to introduce you to my welcome back guest. We met, actually, everything has been on Zoom, and I don't think we would have been able to meet if it wasn't for the pandemic. I call it the pandemic, because we met in a Zoom call with the Guild of Music Supervisors, and we actually ended up collaborating because the one thing we have alike was we are both Germans, but actually that's not how we connected. We connected because we somehow the topic got to Wim Hof or breathing techniques, and we connected on that, and then we started chatting, and then we actually ended up starting collaborating because he is super talented. So with no further ado, this is Marco Thomas. He's originally from Germany, from Berlin, and he lives in Turkey now with his wife and family, and it's just really fascinating, his story, and also his mindset. It's just it blows my mind. Creative people are so intuitive and so in touch with what's going on that we have to awaken our creativity and our inner strength and our inner calling to really blossom into the world and share our gifts with the world, and he's definitely doing that. So with no further ado, here's my awesome guest, Marco Thomas.
All right, we can start now.
All right,
Sorry.
we're starting now. How are you, Marco?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. We had some sunshine in Turkey, and yeah, I really enjoyed the day today, and I finished 2 songs today, which makes me always happy, of course.
Damn, you're such a like workhorse. It's awesome. You're so creative and you're so very
I don't know.
flowing.
What can I do?
Yeah,
What else can
you,
I
right? Don't you feel that? I mean, I
do?
haven't really like totally introduced you, but like, don't you feel as a creative, right? You're a rapper, you're a musician, you're just such an intuitive, spiritual being, very tuned in to
Mm,
every, to yourself and
mm,
to your surroundings. Don't you feel that as a creative? I feel like the more creative things I do, the more creative I am. It's like one of those, once you get going, the getting going is hard, but once you get started, it's like
mm.
you're on fucking fire. It's like you work with
Yeah,
people.
for me, it's like a feeling. Even if I take a 2 weeks break, for example, from music, which happens very rarely, but it happens sometimes. And even then, I prepare myself for new projects. You know what I mean? So even if I'm super relaxed and not doing anything, sitting in bed all the time, my brain has always like it's 2 parts. You know, one part is like I do some stuff, but the other part is like super aware. Yeah, in 2 weeks or in 1 week, there's a project coming, and but I can relax even with that in mind. You know, it's no problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
I'm the same
yeah,
way.
but
Can you relax? Can
I'm
you
always,
relax?
since 2 years, huh?
Can
Since
you
since
relax?
2 or 3 years, I'm always in that mindset, like creating something. You know what I mean? So um, I don't know. This is my life now. I tried everything in my life. I worked as a construction worker. I worked as a social worker, kindergarten teacher. I worked in the office. I was a sales manager. Blah blah blah. You know, every kind of stuff. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. And now I'm here, and that's it. You know, I'm a creator, not a.
Shift for you? What made the shift? Have you always worked on music, or was
Yeah,
there a point where you were
yeah.
like, for me, it was always like, okay, fuck, I gotta make money. So I would try something, right? I would like, not so much a 9 to 5, but like MLMs or whatever, multi-level marketing, like just something like thinking that, okay, this is gonna make me all the fucking money I need, and then I can make music. But it never worked
Mm.
out for me. You know, it's always it always led back to the music. Was it kind of the same thing for you?
Yeah, I always had the feeling like, I always had studios since I was 18 years old or something, even if it was just a PC and a
Yeah.
Behringer microphone and Cubase, a cracked Cubase version of it in the beginning. But I always had like a studio and people came to me. So even if I worked when I was younger, I was a crazy workaholic. I worked from 9 to 5, normally from 6 to 8. I had some crazy jobs, and then I came home, and then I started to record some music. Afterwards until 3 a.m. or something, and then I got back into the bed, and then I woke up. It was not always like that, but yeah, it was a constant. Yeah, it was always by my side. And if I can narrow it down, it's like a feeling I was between two chairs, how can I be a full-time artist, or how can I be an artist? Because first I felt like a rapper. I'm not an artist, I'm a rapper. I just do the raps, and I do a little bit of production with the Fruity Loops back in the days. And I didn't feel like an artist, but then it came more like, yeah, I'm an artist. I even do other stuff like decorating, or I don't know, painting. I started to make graphics and stuff like that. And so it felt always like I'm between that. I'm between the society and my way, let's say. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm.
Well, I know you told me about this project where you created an EP or an album about meditation and really tapping into your chakras, energy fields. Tell me about that. That's really interesting because it's so the opposite of the rapping part. And
Yeah, it is. It's like it balanced me in a very nice way, to experiment with some sounds, not having notes or any I don't know, schemes in mind or something like that. And yeah, it happened one night. I had a panic attack. I was in studio and I wrote some really really weird lyrics about, I don't know, about aliens and controlling humanity, and it was really weird. I had some fun normally, but after that, I got a panic attack, and I was kind of paralyzed in my studio. And I had that feeling when I was 5 years old. I was always in my bed and I felt kind of paralyzed, and something is controlling me or something like that. I couldn't scream inside of a dream, and yeah, I was paralyzed, and it was the same feeling. Sometimes it came back. Yeah, it came back some years, sometimes monthly. And then I started to make some music during that panic attack. I was super scared, and that music actually helped me out of that panic attack. And it was a kind of message, like I was channeling something. Now it sounds super crazy, but yeah. And then I started to see it as a process. Like the first EP is like Self Love is the title, is number one. There are some keys inside, and then you open a portal, and then you get to the summer solstice. That's like the where you, I don't know, you can hear yourself from a lot of stuff. That's what I do. It's like a fire, and I burn all the demons and bad thinking and stuff like that. And that was the first process, and now we heading to winter solstice. So I'm almost finished with the second process, and I have 4 tracks already for the second one. And yeah, and I tried it with a lot of people, you know, even people came over here to our house, and I have something like an eye cushion, and you can smell some lavender, you know, and
Yeah.
it lavender always relaxes me and makes me happy. So I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. So put it on your eyes, and listen to the music, because it's binaural as well. It's frequency music and binaural, of course. So it's moving. So it's best with headphones, of course. And yeah, and the feedback is really, really positive and really good. It's unbelievable good, I must say. And I give it for free. People can download it for free, because I think stuff like that must be for free for people. And yeah, and that's it so far. Yeah.
And I can't even, yeah, this is so important. I think people are so easily, we as humans, right? We are so easily distracted by the outside forces, where, you
Mm,
know, we look for the quick fix of, oh God, I
mm,
need money, I need a job, I need love, there's all these things that make us so stressed. and
yeah.
and not centering ourselves is a very dangerous thing, because then that leads
Mm,
to depression, that leads to anger,
mm,
hatred. And I love that you said self-love first, because I think that's
yeah.
self-acceptance and self-love is the first step to
Yes. Yeah.
healing,
Yeah. That's the first
um
step.
so I love
Mm,
that. And at the end of this, I'm gonna leave a link so people can actually go and
mhm,
download it. And I think that is so awesome that
mhm,
you offer that for free, because there's a lot of people out there who, and I get it, we all have to make money, but I'm so tired of always getting sold, like there's so being sold so many things. You want to
yeah.
change your mind, you want to heal your mind, this is the $500, $1,000, and
It's
that
a
stresses
prison,
me a lot
man.
more. So yeah.
You want to change your mind. Da, 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 bam, ba, da,
Right.
da, boom. Yeah, I like that.
And oftentimes it's not even that good, because again, I think it's just like people just looking for the quick fix. It's not, and at the end, nothing really fixes you quickly, because it's a process.
Oh yeah, and I found out the society constantly telling you you are not enough, you know, and it's like a system from the, I don't know, you can say the whole world, and the nationality, then is the society, then there is the school or your job, or you know, your environment, then there is your family, then there are your friends, and then you can, and then there are you, you know, there's a lot of layers going on and talking to you, and that programs your subconscious, you know, and that's telling you you are not enough, you have to be more, you have to create more, or you have to, I don't know, for women, it's, for example, for women, it's like you have to have a husband or stuff like that, you know, in some traditional families. So it doesn't matter what it is, you know, but if you're a man or woman, you are constantly facing stuff like you are not enough, you know.
Oh, I
And
can so relate to that. I feel that I've dealt with that for a long time, and I still do.
me,
And it's also
yeah.
not easy, because I think when you're creative, you're more emotional, you're more vulnerable and more sensitive, I think. Um,
Mhm.
and we tend to, even though I try not to, but we tend to compare ourselves. When you go
Yeah.
out, you see everybody else doing stuff, and you think, oh shit, I'm not doing this, I should be doing that. So it's really so important. I think, like a diet, a social media diet, like very less time out there
Mm.
and more time in here, so that
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
more quality, right, when you put yourself out there. Speaking of putting yourself out there, so you're originally from Berlin. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah. I
so
was born
interesting.
in
I want to
Berlin.
talk to you for like 20 hours. You're from Berlin originally, which is one of my favorite cities. And so we're both from Germany. But then you decided to go to Turkey. And I would
Yeah.
love to know the difference. How do you feel about life in Berlin versus in Turkey? Like, tell me about that. And also,
I have to I have to admit that I'm pretty in like an, let's say, ivory tower or something like that, you know, over here, because we are pretty much isolated. I don't have a lot of contact with Turkish people. With some people, I have contact, of course, but very rarely, because I My wife, she was very very successful in the past. You know, she had a company, and she has some money. You know, and that gives me some freedom to work on my projects and not having a constant struggle for money or stuff like that. I have to be honest about that. You know, and that's a kind of a luxury situation for me, and I'm super grateful for that. And on the other hand, um, we working together on our self-improvement. You know, how, what's the problem, what's the subconscious saying, why I'm not confident in this situation, why I think negatively about people and stuff like that. And so I'm probably not the best people to ask about Turkey, to be honest. You know, I really love Turkey. The people are more relaxed, I can say, you know, to have some differences. But we are in Bodrum. You know, Bodrum is a pretty rich place for Turkey. You know,
Okay.
there's East Turkey. East Turkey is much poorer, and it's like Europe over here. You know, it's even richer than Greece, for example. You know, Greece is much poorer than the place we live here. And if you go, there's the island Kos. It's not far away. It's like a half an hour or something by ferry. And yeah, and it's if you go there, you feel like it's 20 years. Everything is like 20 years old, you know, or 30 years old. And over here, that's not the point, you know. Everything is like super new, and constantly building and moving, more people coming in, and so yeah. So I'm in a really really luxury situation at the moment, but I'm working hard to give it back to my wife, you know, and to be, because now her money is getting down. So I'm working hard that I keep the space, that I fill the space with my income. And yeah, I think I'm pretty good at the moment. I think everything is prepared, and
I
I'm
mean, like the
happy.
political environment, like is like health care and social.
Okay, healthcare is a big thing. If you have no private insurance, you are pretty much fucked. And it's like I see families over here where, for example, the grandmother is sick and she needs to go to a hospital. The whole family spends money on for her, you know, because otherwise they can't afford it. And if that happens to a poor family, yeah, that means you have to die.
Wow, wow. Yeah,
Mhm. That's
it's
pretty
sad
hard.
because when you're on the
Mhm.
outside, it's always different. You know, when
Mhm.
I was in Germany and also hearing from Germans, they love to go to Istanbul, right? That's supposedly like a really hot spot for like
Yeah,
Germans
yeah,
and tourism
yeah.
to hang
And
out and
Antalya,
party.
Antalya, yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's not happening right now. Obviously, there's no hanging out and parties.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm just curious, you know, how, because there's people that I know, like my mom, for example, she's like, I don't want to go to Turkey because they have such a misconception of the country where they think, oh, it's just all bad
Oh yeah, my
people.
friends as well. Some ask me if I'm Muslim already and stuff like that. You know, I don't have anything against Muslims. I really don't care what kind of religion you are, but I have respect for them, of course, because I'm in a Muslimic country. Of course, I have to
Yeah,
show some respect. And yeah, and they ask me the same. They ask me, how can you live there? That's so dangerous, and there's a dictator everywhere. Dictators, that's my opinion. You know,
amen.
it's not
Yes.
even happening over here. And if you look at the German government, for example, they're behaving like dictators since 4 or 5 years, you know, and they put some pressure on people. So yeah, it's different over here, and it has not the social security style. And there's a lot of benefits in Germany, I have to say. I don't want to say this is not true, but I prefer Turkey so much over Germany.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, to be honest. Yeah, people are so
Interesting.
more. And I
Because it's
love
more
that.
relaxed. Because it's more relaxed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even for the Corona thing, they're more relaxed, and you know, we wear the masks and everywhere, and we have our rules, of course. And
Yeah.
this weekend there still is a complete lockdown, you know, for this weekend, only for the weekend. And yeah, but you can talk openly about any stuff, and if you have a different opinion about it, you can talk openly without fighting. You know, not unlike in Europe or America. Yeah. Mm.
I mean, how do you feel about all of that? I feel, I mean, we had a conversation, a few days ago about this whole
Yeah.
division thing, right? And I like what you were saying because I feel that we have to wake up and realize that, yes, left and right, whatever. I call it like left and right. It's the same bird, right? It's a different wing, but the same bird, basically. And coming together is so important because when people are together, it's
Yeah.
harder for a government to control people, right? But when they're divided, it's easy to
Yes.
turn them
That's
against one another. It's kind of like a dogfight, right? It's like, they would totally get along if they wouldn't be trained to
yeah.
attack it, because that's not natural, right? Dogs are not naturally attacking one another. That's really
No.
not,
We
you
have a
know,
lot of street dogs over here.
you
They
know,
I I I saw them maybe in 3 years, three times fighting or something like that. Really,
I
it's
mean, it happens just like people, but
mm,
naturally, that's not,
no. That's why I remember when I had philosophy class, and our teacher always said, "Yeah, the humans are bad. It's a bad race, and they are negatively and aggressive and violent and blah blah." And I always said, "Nah, it's the environment." And it's like the constant discussion. It's it genetically or is it the environment? That's what scientists constantly discussion. Yeah, you know what I mean. And yeah, I don't know. It's everything is about separating people. It's like the Machiavelli theory, and you separating people, and then you can control them easier. It's black and white. It's Muslim, German. It's COVIDiot. It's yeah, you can put every kind of stuff inside.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah, German, English, for example.
It, yeah, it's
Another
crazy.
bullshit. Yeah,
People are so easily fighting over unimportant things, or make it very
yeah,
important when there's like more important issues happening.
yeah.
I think, I mean, everybody talks about Corona, which I understand. I'm not saying it's fake, but I think it's over exaggerated. Um,
Okay.
and I think that nobody talks about domestic violence, suicide,
Mm,
mental health, alcoholism, drugs, because I think all that is a big part of, or a big
mm.
side effect of the lockdowns, of all these restrictions. I understand it's complicated, right? It's a complicated
By the way, that's alcohol free.
I don't care. My coffee is alcohol free too.
Got some vodka inside, huh?
I know, right?
It's the classic, huh? When we were in secondary school, we always had vodka inside, like water.
I did, yeah, vodka and scotch. I used to do scotch and coke.
Yeah, I was a kind of hard hitter as well. Yeah, but back to your topic. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I'm super isolated. I'm not in the middle of the city. That was my decision. I asked my wife before it started because I followed it in February when it started in Wuhan, because I was randomly pushed a button on YouTube and I saw an English teacher in Wuhan, and he made a kind of vlog, about it, how he went to a supermarket. And I was like, "Whoa, that's like Omega Man or I'm Legend or something like that." The streets were empty and stuff like that. And then I was like, wow, it's coming to Europe now, because first it was in Italy and in Iran, I think, in Iran. And then I asked my wife, yeah, I think there's some shit coming, and I was super super scared in the beginning. I was like, okay, we need to prep, we need
We
to prep.
all, we were all scared,
Yeah, yeah, and but then it lasted like 3 days, and then I was like, okay, come on, relax your asshole, and get down a little bit. And what's the facts? What's the facts?
yeah.
Listen to the facts and read the facts about the virus. And so I asked my wife, okay, we will have a lockdown, we will have a quarantine, and where's the best place for us where we can stay? And what makes sense for us? If it's like, maybe it's 3 months, we don't know, maybe it's 1 year, I don't know what they're up to. So where can we go? And we decided to stay here, because even if it's lockdown, we can go in the mountains and in the nature, because there's nobody.
Yeah.
And especially not in off season. So because it's like a tourist place over here. So that was more important. And like I said to you last time, for me is more important the facts. What's the facts? The facts is there's some vaccine out now. I think it's like 5 or 6 days, and then they start to get the vaccine into people. So the question for me is not like, yeah, you're wearing a face mask or you believe in corona or something like that. Are you gonna take the vaccine inside of your body? That's my question, for my friends and for my family.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and that takes off all that unnecessary rah rah rah, because you can break it down to that decision, and then you talk about facts, and that makes it much easier to talk to people instead of fighting about corona, fighting about they make a protest and stuff like that. I don't care anymore about that, to be honest. So yeah, you don't want to you don't want to be vaccinated, I reckon. So the same it goes for me, because I don't trust the pharma industry. That's it.
absolutely not. And I mean, I read a lot of stuff about it. I read something that they actually said, I forget where I saw it, but that after the first vaccine, you may not even survive to get the second one. And it also will have some fertility issues. It has like, because vaccines, right?
Mm,
I read that they actually call it vaccines to begin with because this
mm,
way they don't have to go through all the hoops when it's a drug. So
mm,
by naming it a vaccine, they don't have all the restrictions. But also, a vaccine usually takes 4 years or more
mm.
to even be developed. And a lot of people, I just don't trust it. Bottom
Yeah,
line, I don't
same
trust
for
it.
me. It's like an experiment in the beginning.
Yeah, you know,
Mm,
I just think that we have to wait it out, and herd immunity, I think, is already
mhm,
partially happening. And yes, I know that supposedly there's like lasting side effects, but we also know that people die of the flu. And I'm not, saying that it's just like the flu. I'm happy that I haven't had it, and I don't really know anyone
mhm,
who's had it.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but I think it's not necessary. And I'm not a vaccine person to begin with. I don't get vaccinated.
Same for me.
Yeah,
And I think we are not the target. It's like the young person, they should get used to it. We are old cats, and it's hard to change old cats. And so let's talk openly about it. If you say, yeah, I want to get the vaccine, I'm cool with it. I don't have a problem with it because it's your life. You can do what you want.
absolutely.
And it's even your family. I learned, what I learned to let go. Even if it's my nephew and my niece, I'm not in control. I'm not the father, I'm not the mother, I'm the uncle. And if they make stupid decisions, what I think are stupid decisions, maybe it's a good decision, even. And that's okay, but let's talk openly about it. That's all I want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
And
no,
that's
I
like,
get it. But I was also reading it alters your DNA, and that's really scary. And what scares me the most is if they make it mandatory, because then I know that
yeah.
is bullshit. And
Yeah,
you
especially
know,
for you, right? I thought about it because I read some articles recently about Qantas Airlines, the big airline from Australia. And they said if you want to fly, we make it mandatory that you have to get a vaccine. And they working on a new passport where there's your healthy data included. And I have to say, for you, I'm sorry, it sounds kind of depressing, but I deal with it. I stay in Turkey. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I even had a discussion with my wife, what
wow,
we gonna do, and because we want to go to Asia. We love Asia, and
yeah,
Bali, Thailand, Singapore. I love that place.
I
It's my
know.
favorite place in the world, and I love the food. I love the people. And we can't do that, unfortunately. So we concentrate on another project. Yeah, like um, getting out of the system more, and have some solar energy, maybe a garden, and put a container out in the nature and try it first. Oven and some fire. And yeah, that's my reaction to that. What can we do? And I didn't know, and we thought about it, and yeah, we came to that conclusion. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I think often
Mm,
the more self-sustainable you can be, the better. having your own garden, having
That-
your own food, having your own power supply, because then you don't have to rely on anything. And it scares me. That part scares me, to be honest, because yeah, I would not want to get a vaccine. I want to see my parent, my mom again. Obviously, I want to travel. I love traveling, and
Oh, me too.
I hate the shit. And I think that hopefully we'll find a solution. Because it's, I don't know. We could go so deep because I did a lot of, they call people like me, I guess, conspiracy theorists, but there's so much truth to those conspiracies. And that's why they are, I think that's why they are labeled conspiracy theorists, because they want to they want to make it look like it's
Mhm.
bullshit when we know, that a lot of it is truth.
It's a tactic. It's
It's a
definitely a
tactic
tactic.
to, yeah, you know.
It's
Um, oh shit, yeah, that's scary. And
Yeah, I'm sorry for mentioning it. I know it will probably be a bummer for our show tonight, for your show tonight, but
I'll find a way around
that's what
it. I'll find a way around
that's
it.
that's what I read recently. In fact, yesterday, and I had a discussion with a friend of mine. He has children in Berlin, and yeah, we constantly talking about it. What's the solution? What can we do? And yeah, there's always, it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast escalating all the stuff at the moment.
I
I
guess
would
you'll
have
have to be
never thought
allergic.
that they can do it that fast. That's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think you'll have to be allergic to whatever's in that vaccine to get around it.
maybe, maybe
Whatever they have,
there's a way. Yeah.
whatever they
Mm.
have, and then you have to say, well, I'm allergic to that. I can't take that.
Maybe there will be black markets passports.
I'm
You
sure
know what?
there will be, and black market planes.
Darknet, darknet health insurance.
Man, that shit is so
I'm pretty
spooky.
sure that's the really. I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure that's the future, and it will be maybe bitcoins everywhere, so no black market anymore. Every payment is registered and somewhere, so your tax information will be
Oh
super
yeah,
clear. There's a lot of stuff coming
yeah.
with
I
that
mean,
with the registration stuff. That registration stuff is
yeah,
really
yeah.
scares me, but I'm happy because I do business over the internet.
The
I
good thing
hopefully
is,
I don't have a fingerprint in future like you are registered with the and then like no, I can't make business.
have you ever seen that movie Idiocracy?
I saw all of them. Really, I saw all of them.
That is so scary,
I'm
fucking like.
a science fiction nerd, I saw all of them. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's becoming so much more reality. It's scary. It's like, here's my barcode, scan me.
Yeah, it's like that. And we have in Turkey, for example, we have a system. It's called HES, and it's like health blah 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 system. And if you want to enter a mall, you have to show your QR code, and that's the beginning to make people used to it.
Yeah,
Like hey, you have to have some
desensitized.
code. And then later, maybe you have a barcode or you have a chip. It's only the beginning. We even have there is an ad in Germany for a bank, and they promoting it, the chip under your skin, RFID, and then you can open your home with your chip. And
Oh
of
my.
course, people now are, but we are the old people, it's, you have to always think 20 years in advance. We are not important. Important are the people who are now like 5 years to 10 years old. They are important,
They can't they
for
can't they can't
changing a
program
system.
them.
For changing a system, that's
Yeah,
what you always have to, you need to have that in mind when you're talking about stuff like that. We are really not important to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is scary. It's super scary.
Yeah, I know. But on the other hand, there will be alternatives as well. It's always like that. You
Yeah,
make pressure on one side, there will be something new on the other side. So don't worry about that. Everything,
I'm not.
everything.
Yeah, I'm not. And I think there's always going to be people, and I love that in LA here too, that we are pretty a democratic, state. But
Mm,
there's
mm,
but people start to see more and more what's
mhm,
been done here that is really corrupt. And so people are taking it to the streets, protesting against the lockdowns and that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot of
mhm,
people that are and not just Democrat, it doesn't matter which party, but like the point of control, but I think people will resist, and maybe more people like us, people who are not 5 years old, because they don't know yet.
Yeah, it's all people. If you look at the age of people of protesters against the lockdown, they're mostly old people. Like
Well,
let's say like
I
from
don't like
30 from 30.
old, but I don't say the word. I don't like the word old. I think that's like,
Yeah, let's say lively experience.
experienced people. I don't consider myself old. I consider myself
You
like
get the idea. You get the idea.
yeah,
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 I don't care about that.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but
The youth. Yeah, the youth, and even like in school, they training them. I mean, they're being taught racism. They're being taught, all the stuff that making them so sensitive. Like you can't say certain things anymore. You can't joke. The whole cancel culture bullshit. That's like, it's really dangerous, I think.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I would love to be in a school just for a week and see what's going on there. How our teacher behaving, how the pupils are responding to it. Because I worked in a school environment for like, I don't know, 5 years or something, and it's super interesting. And I heard, for example, a friend of mine, my fellow producer, he's a teacher, and he said some pupils in from some students in Britain, they start, I have corona, and spitting each other and stuff like that, and then they stay home, for example. They doing stuff like that, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's at least a reaction from some young people. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not just like following the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kids are rebellious anyway, and I mean, this is hard on fucking kids because we are social beings. We're not meant to
Mm,
be alone. And I mean, it's great
mm,
for people like you, like that have someone, right? You have like a
mm,
family, and that's great. But I think that for I don't even want to know what's going on in many people's homes.
mm.
Besides possibly people fighting, people like getting there on each other all the time, and if they have kids, how it affects the kids because they're putting stress on the parents, but the parents now have to be teachers, but then also the kids not being able to play. It's like a dog.
Yeah.
I hate comparing this, but I'm a dog person, so that's my kid. But a dog needs to go out
Yeah.
and get that amped up energy out, right? So kids need to be
Worked
playing.
in a kindergarten, and winter time is the worst, because we can't go out, and the children, they get crazy. Really, they get literally crazy.
Yeah,
So,
because they need an outlet, and
but
I mean, I
that's
think
why it's important to get out of the city. That's why
yeah,
I called all my friends on April or March, end of March. I called all of them. Some said, "You are a fucking weirdo, Marco. What are you doing?" But I said, "Yeah, get out of the city. Get out of the city. Now it's time to get out of the city because it's not worth it anymore. And you will have a lot of pressure, and it's small, it's dirty. And if you have the chance, or some family relatives, they are living outside, go there." Go out, because you have a garden, and you maybe have a small forest, or I don't know, you have good food there, everything is fine. Yeah. Yeah.
but I
Think
have to
that's
say,
makes life much easier.
yeah, but I have to say we are on lockdown, but I'm in the park with my dog. I go hiking, and things are still, people are out, so it's not like people are
Yeah.
actually not out. So I think
Maybe I
again,
exaggerated.
media over exaggerating the shit because people are out. People are working out in the park. People, because you can't tell someone you can't go outside. That's fucking bullshit. That's like, you can't go and get some fresh air. That's just like, what the fuck. Like, you know
And if you have social distancing, that should be fine.
exactly.
And I'm always a social distancing person, so
I
for me,
know.
it's you know.
I think for us musicians, like, we're most of the time on our own
Yeah.
anyway in the studio. So for me,
Well,
Yeah.
I heard some people, they don't they still doing the stuff like, yeah, I have to go in the studio tomorrow and I have to rent a studio. I was like, you have to get a microphone and learn how to make some home recording now. It's the time. If you miss that time, oh my God, you're out of business, really. Do it. Even I can recommend some, like an Audio Technica 804040 second hand for like $200, that's a really good microphone, if you it's enough. If you know what to do, it's enough, and but get your stuff together. Stop drinking now, stop everything, save your money, get some decent home recording. Even there are some audio interfaces for like $50, $80, and they're great. Really, they're great. I work with them. Nobody ever complained about anything, and I told them, hey, now it's the time. Come on, you need to get your home recording set up. If you don't have it, bye bye. Really, bye bye.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, because there's no excuse.
that's
I mean, there's absolutely no
no,
excuse.
no.
I have mine. I mean, I've been traveling a whole year, and I've been just traveling with my laptop, and it's been totally fine. It's obviously it's nice to have a bigger system, but it's not necessary. That's just
A traveling person and a musician, you know how we roll.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, man, it's
Mm.
just. But I think this in this time, and
Yeah.
maybe you feel the same. I'm sure you feel the same way. But I feel in the overall big thing, there's so much good coming out of this craziness that
Mm.
people can recognize that it is
Yeah.
kind of a blessing in disguise to like really. I remember like when 9/11 happened in New York, a lot of people were thinking about their life. They were like, what the fuck am I doing, right? Like it could be over
Mm.
tomorrow, like in a plane could
Mm.
crash in. and and so a lot of people moved out of the city and just followed their dream or quit their job to do what they really love, right? And maybe this is another one of those times. I mean, this is the most historic, besides the wall of the Berlin Wall, I think that I've experienced in my life, where I'm like, this is a major shift for humanity, to
Yeah.
set your priorities straight and like really think about what's important to you and just go for it, because nothing is certain. There's no guarantee for
Yeah.
anything anyway. And I think we've put so much emphasis on security and certainty when nothing has ever been certain, and nothing has ever been. There is no security. That you could lose your job tomorrow. Like,
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
stability doesn't really kind of sort of exist, I feel.
It's easy for people like us because we always living like that, right? If you're an
Yeah.
artist. And for example, I looked at my CV and I had like 7 months rule. After 7 months, I quit my job, and I didn't see that. But then I looked at it because I'm also an application coach, and then I did an application for myself, and then I saw it. I was like, fuck, every 7 months I change my fucking job. And then I have 3 months off because I couldn't stand it anymore. And then I need 3 months creative time. And then I got back because I need some money, and yeah, and it's like the same now for us. Yeah, what do you really want? What's the responsibility? Can you take responsibility for your own life? And I think that's the most important thing. Do you take responsibility for your own life, or you still rely on government, on your company, on stuff like that? I learned it when I was 18 years old. There are no companies, there are no good contracts. There's the euro suddenly. The good life, not the good life is over, but there is no security for you. There's nothing. Everything is uncertain, even in the beginning when I jumped into the society. And I don't want that for other people to push it like that, but it is like that now. If you look and if you have open eyes, you see it like, yeah, you got to take responsibility for you. How can you learn certain things? Like, baking your bread, for example,
Yeah.
and learn about vegetables and stuff like that, where they're from. Some people have no idea, they only know they are in a supermarket. And because I worked for really poor people in the school, it was a poor environment, my home environment, my hood in Berlin. And so they don't know anything about that. They don't care. They don't care about that. And maybe they will not care in the future as well. But yeah, I think it's if you're aware of the situation, that's a big shift, and you're not living in the illusion like, yeah, there will be everything like before. If we take the vaccine, everything will be back to normal. I don't think so. It's like you said, it's a big shift. And if you accept that, and if you see it, then you like, maybe you have a conclusion like, hey, how can I learn certain things and do what I really love? Or I don't know. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
I agree. And I like what you said with the vegetables. People are so concerned with, the vaccine and something that saves them, when in reality what really will save you, or will not save you but will support you, is
Mm,
a healthy diet, a healthy lifestyle, mindfulness, because people
mm,
forget that so easily. You go to McDonald's, you eat all this shit food that it affects
yeah.
your body. Your body needs minerals, nutritions, vitamins, good shit.
Mm,
And and I know it's not easy because the good shit is more expensive. That's also probably part of the plan, to keep people poor and unhealthy. But I think it's worth spending a little bit more and eating healthier. And it doesn't have to
yeah.
be expensive. Vegetables, you can get them, fairly affordable. But I
Mm,
think taking care of your immune system and exercising, like doing something that to support your lungs, to support your nervous
yeah.
system, it is so
Yeah.
important. And so many people dismiss that. They rather go to the doctor to have the doctor look for something. And I love the story you told me about the man that was living in out in in the country, and was just
Yeah.
working. Tell us the story, because I love that story. It's a perfect example.
I just want to add to the thing before. There are people who are constantly pushed by the society or by government or by rules or something like that, and they are not aware what's happening around them. They are like, yeah, everything is the same. We just keep pushing. They don't have a sense of awareness, let's say.
Yeah.
And yeah, they will probably not change, but it's okay. I even accept that, because nobody has to live my life, or my thinking, or I really don't care. And now the story about the man, yeah. Um, there was a man, I don't know, maybe it's a fairy tale, but it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful story. My teacher told me that story at the university. He was like, I didn't finish that university, of course.
Sounds like
I'm a
me.
breaker. And I did not want to be like the university person now, you know what I mean? I'm from the hood. I'm kidding. I'm just make some jokes. And yeah, he told me that story. There was a man, and he was working very hard, like peasant, and every morning a farmer. Wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning and doing his job and getting to bed 8 in the evening every day for 50 years. Boom, boom, boom. He was like 70 years old or 75. It even doesn't matter. And then, yeah, he had some problems. He had some problems with his knee or something, and he was saying, yeah, maybe I should see a doctor. Yeah, once. And some people talked to him like, yeah, you should see a doctor, he can help you. He was like, okay, I'll go to the doctor. He went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, unbelievable, man. We did a scan of your body and stuff like that. We found cancer everywhere, like everywhere, literally everywhere in your body. Like, your body is cancer. How can you survive? And he was like, I don't care, man. I have to work tomorrow, 5 a.m. I have to wake up. Your fucking cancer bullshit story. I was here because of my knee. So come on, man, let me go. Fuck you. And then he went back to work. Yeah,
What you focus on
that's it. Right?
expands, right? Like, I
Focus.
mean, because
Focus.
you listen to, I think we talked about this. You do the Wim Hof technique as well, or have done it. On and off, which I love. It's about the deep breathing and really getting your pH level up in your body, and it helps with your immune system, with your mood swings, like get high on your own supply kind of thing, which I so love. But
Yeah.
Esther, you know about Esther Hicks Abraham,
No,
the law of
I never.
attraction? It's really interesting because she said somewhere that, so she channels Abraham, who is like a higher power, and they talk about the law of attraction basically. But when people that sometimes they develop an illness, but if they're not aware of it, they may get rid of it by breathing, by being in a good mood, by having a good attitude. You can heal yourself, right? But
Yeah.
once you start going to the doctor, it could become very, not saying that don't treat sometimes you may have something that is really fatal
Yeah.
and you do need to see
Definitely.
a doctor. But a lot of times, because they go to the doctor, it becomes
Yeah.
fatal, because then they're in that cycle where now I know, and now I'm scared, and now I'm hopeless, and now I'm digressing. It's
Yeah.
just really it's
Yeah, it's the focus, what you
yeah,
focus on. A friend of mine has a friend. He had a skiing accident or something like that, and the doctors told him, "You will never walk again."
yeah,
And the classic stuff. And he was like, "What kind of doctor are you? You're telling me I never can walk again? Well, who are you? Who are you to tell me that? You are inside of me. You have my mind." And now he's walking again. Like he did 3 years. He did incredible workout, and he was struggling, grinding every day, and now he's still limping and still needs some crutches or something like that. But unbelievable. And it's not unbelievable. Actually, it's believable. You know what I
it
mean?
is. You're right.
That's what your mind is capable of doing. And yeah, and we don't talk about that. We only talk, you're sick. That's like, you always look for remedy in the outside world, that's getting you apart from your inside. Like, I'm sick, I need a doctor. I don't know. I have no more examples at the moment, but you get the idea,
I get the idea. Yeah. It
Yeah. For example, I don't have money. I go to the government. I have problems with this and that. I go talk to my mother. I don't trust myself. I go there. I'm not confident about my work. I need to speak to this person. I'm blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And actually, that's the capitalist system telling us you need to find remedy in the outside world. I'm sick or I'm unhappy. I need to buy something. I need this. I need to spend money for some service. I need some medication. I need, and go on and on and on and on. It's true sometimes. Of course, you need penicillin or something like that, for some certain stuff. You need some certain medication, and even maybe some vaccine for some stuff. I don't know. I'm just a paranoid old guy, but maybe you need some stuff like that. But it's about the philosophy inside of you. Do you always ask others? Are you always looking for the remedy outside, or you try to go inside and face your inner demons? And sometimes you see, oh, I'm scared about something, and that's why I always get sick, or that's why I have some pain here, or you know what I mean. And yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's yeah.
They say like even the intermittent fasting is really good for you, because you're giving your body
Mhm.
a break from always eating, and your body can actually do what it's supposed to be doing, healing itself and restoring itself, the cells, which I found really interesting, because I don't know, when I was younger, I never thought of that. I was like, yeah, you got to eat, you got to eat, you got to nourish your body needs food. And yes, of
Yeah.
course our body needs food, but it is healthy to sometimes let the body just do the work, instead of
Yeah.
always,
I did
it's
once only, unfortunately, but Yeah, it was a very good experience. I should do it again because I have a pressure feeling in my stomach, and it's a sign that you should do some fasting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
the gut health
great.
is so important. Yeah,
Mhm,
absolutely.
mhm.
Yeah, it's I'm so the I don't know, the more I learn and the older I get, the more I go to the natural resources because I think that herbs are very powerful. Like
Yeah.
oregano oil is one of the best things when you have a cold. Oregano oil is like it
Oh, really?
kills
I
that,
didn't know
you
that. I
know?
will try that. Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
because I like tune, for example, and
You like what?
sage, tune, and sage,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and yeah, yeah, because we have it in the mountain over here. We have sage. It's
Oh,
such a
nice.
sort of luxury. Yeah, 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 and lavender. We have mountain lavender,
Love it.
and
Awesome.
yeah, that's if you talk about frequencies in music, I started to thinking about all the other frequencies happening around you, like yeah, like smelling, like eating, like and it's so interesting. Yeah, there are so many things we can't see, but it affects us massively. Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Very, very important and powerful. Um, Oh my God, I could talk to you forever. Where can we find your music? We didn't even talk about your rap project. So like, there's so much you're doing. It's like, it's just so awesome. You know, you're just like a really creative person. And you're also an animal lover, which I love you. So you take your cats and your dogs for a walk together. This is so
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's very special. I never had any experience like that. It started with one cat, with a gray cat. We took her out of a animal shelter, and we have a lot of cats here. But of course, I have to take a cat out of the animal shelter. That's so
I get
stupid.
it. I get
I
it.
saw her and I felt in love, and she felt in love with me too. And yeah, and then we started walking like with our dog. There's one old dog over here. He's always outside. And but that's like our dog, like Tommy is his name. And yeah, we started walking, and then this cat followed us. This cat followed us in the beginning of the mountains, and then always the whole way it came with us. And I was like, what the fuck, that's crazy, that's unbelievable. And now we have some young cats, 5 young cats, and they are almost like 8 months old or something, and they're all following us. And it's crazy. We go in for a walk with the neighbor dogs is joining us and stuff like that, and then we have like 9 animals and going going for a walk. So yeah,
I need to
that's
see video
isolation,
of
right?
that. This is so awesome. So wait, you don't have like coyotes or like mountain lion, like anything like that?
Now, hawks. We have hawks over here, like wild pigs. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wild pigs. Oh my God, I hate wild pigs. We have them too in Germany. They scare the shit out of me.
they are a little bit smaller than the German ones. They have like 150 kilogram over here, because the German ones, they have like 300 kilograms. They're massive, but I never had a problem with them. I like them really. And turtles. We have turtles and snakes, but I've seen a snake once or something. Yeah. Mm, yeah. And centipede.
My mind went somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
um, so
Sounds like Australia. It's super, super easy over here. There are no dangerous animals, really.
where can
Mm.
we find your music?
Oh yeah. I have a project. It's called Slab City. I play a character over there. Let's say a simple character. It's called Success. Yeah, I'm Success. Yeah, that's his voice. And yeah, you can find us on Instagram. It's we.r.slabcity. And Slab City, like the Slab City in California, there's like, that, right? There's like a outlaw city called Slab City.
I didn't know.
No, you didn't know that? Ah, yeah, it's a SLAB, not the slap like the slap in your
Yeah,
face, the
yeah,
slap like
slab. Okay,
yeah, Slap City. So yeah, over here, I got it.
I gotta look it
Can-
up.
yeah, we are Slap City.
Oh, nice. Love it.
Oh, let's.
Oh
Ooh,
shit. Oh,
yeah, that's
nice.
great. Now I triggered your brain. You must see it.
I know.
So wow, and yeah, that's my main project with my main man Ryan. And yeah, it has a fictional web series where we're fighting against El Dawn. El Dawn banned the music in Coda City, and we want to bring music back to Coda City. That's the that's the plot. Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's super fun. We're doing it with our iPhones and just recording some stuff. My wife is involved. Everybody is involved, and it's super funny. Yeah,
Nice.
you can check it
Yes.
out on Instagram. It's we are not very big now, but we managed to get real followers who are really interested in our music and our story, which is awesome. And it's get better and better, and the feedback get better as well. And we're making some targeted campaigns for our gamers, for our. It's really fun. I like the marketing aspect as well, you know. And that's one project, Slap City. I do a lot of sync music at the moment, and I'm really, really blessed to work with a really, really nice guy. It's called Angus Campbell, and he's called Angus Campbell, and he brings me into huge projects. That's unbelievable. I'm so stoked and so blessed and so humbled to work on stuff like that. I just finished 2 tracks today, and his productions are unbelievable, top notch, and he's so fast. And I got something new. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got something new too. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, yeah, that's good. We're producing
God,
more
nice. Yes. Yes.
without the blink of an eye, and like, yeah, this is good. And it doesn't matter. Next one, you
Yeah.
know how?
I love that. I love that. I like truth and
Yeah,
like honesty. You know.
no, no.
Yeah.
No time for bullshit, I
Yeah.
would say. You know, when you work
Exactly.
with the tough guys, there's no time for bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the second biggest. That's probably one of the biggest part in my life now. And I have this frequency project, of course. That's on SoundCloud. I will post the link. I will give you the link to it. You can download it. There are free downloads everywhere. And yeah, I listen to it sometimes. You have a 50 minutes mix. I put them all together. But it's very important. You can even make your own mix. You can put this first, that first, you know. Like for me, I have my order. But for you, it's maybe a totally different order. Maybe you take track 3 first and then track 4 first. And I want to give you that possibility, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
And of having a 50-minute mix, and yeah, you have to listen to it for 50 minutes. Maybe you only have 5 minutes. You can take one track, you know, what you like. And I thought that's a good idea to give people more possibilities to discover that kind of stuff.
I love
So yeah, that's the Frequency Music Project. And yeah, I also have the Marco Thomas music, but I haven't done anything on it yet. I had one release with like 200 plays or something like that, and but that was my. And I have some. I do some production as well, you know, but it's some deep music like for sunsets and nice beats, and it's like hip hop mixed with some ambient stuff, and yeah, that's what I like as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, I forgot one project. Yeah, there was another release. I'm sorry. It's called Agentur Clans. It's like a pop project, a minimalistic pop project. And there's a release on Spotify and on YouTube. There's a video. It was shot in Berlin. Yeah, the project is like finished now because I got out of it due to some reasons. It's not important, you know, no bad energy. And yeah, but that was another project that came out this year. And sometimes I got featured by some friends. I wrote even a whole song for a friend of mine, an American and crazy talented artist called Timani. And I wrote a song for him, and he loved it so much. He did a whole song. He did it like, and it was the first time I wrote actually lyrics for an American artist, and that gave me, of course, some confidence, of course, to do more like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're brilliant. I love your work. I mean,
Thank you very much. You too.
yeah,
I love your work as well.
we did
Yeah.
a couple of songs, and I love that so much. So I look forward to doing more with you
Wow.
for sure. You know,
Yeah.
get it back.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice opportunity. And Universal Music is always good to have a big player, you know, because maybe they're pushing it. We will see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sure they will, because normally what I love about companies that pay up front a little bit is that I know that
they invest
Ooh,
money.
yeah,
Yeah.
they gave
So
us
when,
plenty of
yeah,
money.
when they invest
Mhm.
money, you know that they want to get it back at some point. Versus like when I don't like companies that just like, yeah, give us everything you got, you know, because that to me is just like,
Have some songs in companies like that.
yeah,
And next year the contract expires. I can't wait
I know, yeah,
because there's one song, only one song. You know, it's only that one song, but there's one song. Mm, it's a fucking banger, and we want to sell it to a real company. You know, who pushing it. And I can't wait. It's next year in April, and then the shit expires, and then I can make new versions even of the other songs and make it maybe push it a little bit because you know how it is. After 2 years, you got a new skill set and you know
yeah.
what to do
Oh my
better.
God, it's horrible. Sometimes I'm like, shit, like I listen to songs, I'm like, I want to redo everything, but I'm like, no, no, move on, move on.
Yeah,
Like, you know, you got to think about like, is this song worth it? Or is it easier to just move on and create something better? But
yeah,
sometimes this song is
definitely.
worth it. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, there are two. I wait for the one song. It's totally finished. We will pitch it to another company.
Yeah.
But there are two songs. I need to do new versions because, to be honest, I just grabbed the spice. But at that time, I thought that's the way it is. I've now changed my whole style. But at that time, I thought, yeah, get a splice loop and rap over it and then sell it, you know. And I did it twice only, you know. I didn't do that I regularly. But yeah, I want to get it back and make a real production with it. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure talking to you. It's so,
Yeah.
so awesome. Always great to talk to you. You're so interesting and
Thank you. Same for me. I'm always happy to see you and have a chat with you. Yeah.
great energy.
Great.
You know, we need more great energy in this world for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will talk again very soon. And good luck with your
Yeah.
projects. And
Too.
I'll post all your links for everyone
Thank you.
to get, you know, and to stay in touch with you, get in touch with you. And
We'll
yeah,
be
we'll
on
talk
YouTube,
again very
right?
soon.
We'll be on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, great. And have a brilliant day in LA.
La, la,
And
land.
yeah, la 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 la. All right. Then see you. Bye bye.
See you soon.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.